Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you come across this video. When you do, please say hi. This video is for the change makers, the healers, teachers of consciousness, those here to have a ripple effect of change in the world. I had a very strong download in the last week in regards to where the world is going and what we're being prepared for. If you know there's something inside of you that is telling you that there is more of you to share with the world, that you have something to offer the world, that you are here to create a ripple effect of change, but find yourself getting in your own way or stopping yourself or having the ideas and not taking the next steps or losing the momentum, this video is for you. And if you know anybody that feels the same way, please do share the video as well. Because my intention is that you'll have some things to take away for action steps, but you'll also have an understanding of what is happening in the background, in your subconscious, that is actually holding you back, actually stopping you. We know the things like afraid of failure or afraid of what Karen might say or what others might think of you. But really deeply underneath it, there are fears of abandonment. There are fears of being left out of the tribe. And these come from, especially those that I work with, they're sensitive, they're empathic, neurodivergent. And a lot of times when clients come into my work, there are past life issues, challenges, frequencies still in their field holding them back. There are childhood traumas. As children, we have these events and we don't know how to deal with them. So we store them and we stuff them down and we make them mean something about who we are. And then we carry them through our lives. And then as we're going to launch our business, share ideas, share our art, share our message, these subconscious beliefs and patterns are running in the background, and it'll show up as, some kind of distraction, some kind of drama, some kind of story in your mind about not moving forward. So this is the thing. If this is this the thing holding you back from your life, your work, your business, your art, your healing, from expanding and growing? Is there any part of you that feels you are too different? You are too weird, you are misunderstood, you're not understood. And it may not even be on a conscious level. It may be something in the background that you're not even consciously aware of. But what the world needs right now is your specific medicine, your specific message, your unique energy, whatever business you're in. I'm seeing, there's a very strong energy coming up around, which is really interesting, around someone in the real estate business, someone in the mortgage business, right? Because it's like when you show up with your unique energy, when you show up with your essence and all of who you are, right? Because it's like, spirituality doesn't quite go hand in hand with a mortgage business. But this message that's coming through is that it does, and it is. Because we never know what impact we're going to have by sharing who we are fully and authentically. And the reasons why we don't do it is because we have stories behind in the back of our minds that we're too weird, we're too different, we'll be misunderstood. And a lot of the healers and teachers and leaders in the world that I work with come from families where they weren't fully embraced who they are. They weren't understood for their unique gifts and the way that they thought or the way that they learned or the way that they expressed themselves. And the evolution of this world, the evolution of consciousness, the growth of our humanity is really going to come from sharing who we are authentically, sharing our gifts, sharing our healing modalities. And if there's any part of you that in the background is afraid of sharing because, it could feel like death, or you're afraid that you'll share and not be understood, or you'll be rejected, right? Like what everybody wants as in humanity is to be a part of a tribe, to be a part of a community. So if there's anything that comes from this lifetime or past that says or has you feel that if I share, if I speak up, if I say what's coming, up in my heart and in through me, that I will be left, I will be abandoned, then people hold back. But what I'm saying to you is that a lot of that is just programming. A lot of that is conditioning. A lot of that is walls and veils that aren't even yours, that are just in the way of the full expression and ripple effect of your message. What you might see happening in your life is that you'll get really inspired about a program or a course or this offer that you want to share with the world, or the way that you want to shift your business. You're currently in this traditional business, but you have so much more that inside that you want to share with people and come from a different perspective, but you hold back. You'll get inspired, but then you'll stop yourself. You'll write the course out and then you'll get distracted by life. You'll commit to holding the course and then nobody signs up, so then you just cancel it. You'll have these ideas, but you don't share them or speak them out, and you're doing a disservice to the world by holding it back because you're afraid of your own stuff. Heal your stuff, move through your stuff, resolve your stuff, let go of some of this stuff. Like I said, some of it's not even yours and it could just be let go of. Some of it is deeper. Some of it does come from childhood trauma. Some of it does come from past life. Some of it does come from conditioning and programming. The things that you can do to support yourself in continuing to move forward, to get out of your own way, is 1, trust yourself. You've got to build that level of self-trust, because when you know that you can trust yourself, like there's nothing that anybody else could say to you that's going to stop you. When you have a level of self-trust, you know that you're not going to get it wrong. You can't get it wrong. The second thing is have your own back. Have your own back. That means that when you have an idea, you continue to move forward with it. And if it flops, if people don't sign up, if you don't get the response that you desired or hoped for, that you love and trust yourself, and that you speak kindly to yourself, and that you don't bash yourself or tell yourself how bad you messed up. Self-trust and have your own back. Now, the third thing is follow through with your commitments. Follow through with your commitments. So these are like the backdoor Mr. Miyagi Karate Kid tricks and tips to go around the subconscious patterns that stop you from continuing to move forward. Okay, so follow through in your commitment. So if you've committed to meet a friend, go meet the friend, right? It's not directly connected to your business or sharing your art or launching that course, but it does start to work on the system within you. So if you make the commitment with the friend, go meet the friend. If you make the commitment to do something with your health, stick with the commitment. Because what you do is, if you start to break those commitments with yourself and you start to pay attention, you can see what is really underneath breaking that commitment. Because when it's happening in one area of your life, it's going to be affecting other areas of your life. So I'll share this experience that I had in December when I was out celebrating with friends. And the reason why I'm feeling so strongly and passionate about this is because we are the ripple effect. And when we hold back the healing that we don't even know that somebody else can be having. When we hold back our gifts and who we are and our message because we're feeling insecure or don't have the confidence, we're holding back the ripple effects that we can have on the world as a collective. Like when you have your own back, no matter what somebody says about you, no matter what somebody judges about you, no matter what comment somebody does, or whether you don't have any likes on your video or your post, or nobody signs up for your class, you keep going anyway. And then that builds momentum, that builds confidence. When you know you have your own back, when you trust yourself, when you hold your own commitments, it starts to just subtly dismantle those inner programs, those inner fears, those limiting beliefs inside. So I've been doing this work, this healing work, since 2003. So that's a really long time. So what is that, like almost 20 years now, right? And it's very different from where I came from. I was in a corporate jobs forever. I was always in some kind of retail or corporate job. And before I came into doing the healing work, I was in a corporate job for 12 years. I was a business analyst. I was a project manager. I was in customer service. I was supervisor, right? And so coming into this world was very different for me. And it came because I had a very big life change that just kind of catapulted me into this. So I didn't grow up where my gifts were just nurtured, or I knew that I was psychic, or I knew how, like, the sensitivities, like I was always told, oh, you're too sensitive, you're too sensitive, you're too sensitive. But my sensitivities are a gift. And I didn't know that until 20 years ago. But I was in December, I was out celebrating with friends and talking to a stranger, because I just do that. I just, and that's taken a lot too. Developing a deep relationship with myself, feeling comfortable in my own skin to be able to talk to anybody about anything. And so this gentleman just started talking to me, and suddenly his son, who had passed away, started coming through and giving me messages to this man that I was talking to. Now, if I didn't have my own back, if I didn't trust myself, if I was feeling like insecure, then I would be holding back. And so in sharing what was coming through, sharing messages from his son that only he would know, the validity of what was coming through, this guy had a healing. This guy had healing from losing his son. I had another session. I was doing a healing session with a client where I was seeing this metaphor of something over her body. I'm not going to share the details of it too much because I don't want to, it's very confidential and personal. But when I shared what was coming through, she was able to tap into some deep trauma that hadn't been healed. She thought she had healed it. She thought she had processed it. But it's like, as it came through and I shared what I saw without holding myself back, without trying to make logic of what I was seeing, she was able to have this really deep healing. And so there's a lot of times too where I'll say things that are coming through that maybe the person isn't quite ready to hear yet, but they'll come back to me later on and be like, you know what, it finally clicked for me. The ripple effects of healing happen. So that's my message for you today, is that, like, get out of your own way, develop a deep trust with yourself, follow through on your commitments, have your own back. No matter what you're afraid of and the outside coming back at you, when you have these core foundations for yourself, and you start to share your message, you share your art, you start to show up more authentically in your business, in your work, no matter what you're doing, put more of yourself into it. Let the walls of safety or, what's holding back unhealed trauma or wounds, let those wounds heal. Because there is more of you that's meant to come through that's going to have a ripple effect on the world, and the world is ready for you. So get out of the way, do what you need to do for yourself, and let yourself be the ripple effect of change. And even like whenever you end up finding this message or listening to this message, it's the exact right time for you to be hearing it and getting out of the way to let more of who you are as the channel of energy, consciousness, and love be the ripple effect of change and healing in the world. Bye.